What's going on, world? The things you should know happening in the world of technology starts now. ESPN is testing a generative AI avatar called Facts. ESPN is testing an AI-generated avatar with the Saturday college football show SEC Nation. Dubbed Facts, it's going to be promoting education and fun around sports analytics with information drawn from ESPN analytics, which includes data like football power index, player and team statistics, and game schedules. ESPN has already brought generative AI to its website with AI-written game recaps. Facts is still in development, and there's no word on when it could make its first appearance on the network. Facts uses NVIDIA's ACE and Azure OpenAI integration to power language processing and 11 labs for its text-to-speech capabilities. In the announcement from ESPN's Edge Innovation Conference, the network claims Facts is absolutely not made to replace journalists or other talent. Facts is designed to test innovations out in the market and create an outlet for ESPN analytics data to be accessible to fans in an engaging and enjoyable segment, the company writes. So this is just very interesting timing, because in this video right here, I was talking about AI avatars and how they would be implemented into the workforce. So as much as ESPN says it wouldn't replace journalists or other talent, I'm not so sure about that. With this type of technology, this AI avatar could be doing all different types of shows. Something is telling me that AI avatars are going to be a lot more present in the future than we think or that we are aware of. I believe it's going to be this slow progression where it starts to get integrated, maybe a little bit here with ESPN, maybe a little bit there with another show, maybe another bit there with another network. I think we're going to start to see more news when it comes to AI avatars. Just a few days ago, I saw something on CNBC where the two hosts had their avatars talking to one another and then switching each other's voice and talking in different languages. So this AI avatar can be so versatile. Why wouldn't ESPN implement this AI avatar even more? Plus, if other sports network or shows start to implement AI avatars and find that they're taking away viewership from ESPN, they will have no choice to do it, so that way they don't fall behind. So if you are a journalist, and not just only in the sports world, this is just something to be on the lookout for. If you know a journalist, you should tell them this is just something to be on the lookout for, because we're not really sure what's going to happen in the future when it comes to companies implementing technology. Of course, they're going to have one plan, but with innovation happening so fast, it causes them to adapt, and then that plan can change within the blink of an eye. And with those changes could affect you. So just be mindful of it as these AI avatars start to come into play. So don't get caught off guard if you don't have to. Let's move on to the next article. Meta quietly rolls out Horizon Worlds premium digital currency in the US, the UK, and Canada. Interesting. Meta has added an important puzzle piece to Horizon Worlds as the company has quietly rolled out its premium digital currency on the social VR platform in the US, UK, and Canada. Roblox has Robux, Rec Room has tokens, and Horizon Worlds now has Meta credits, letting users buy in-world digital goods from creators such as the avatar outfits and access keys to premium worlds. Unlike Quest Cash, Meta credits can't be used to buy hardware or accessories, just stuff in Horizon Worlds. As seen in this image right here, you can buy packs of Meta credits that come along with various bonus amounts, or go for the straight 10-to-1 conversion at the lowest 300 Meta credit tier, which costs $3 and doesn't come with a bonus amount. Meta credits can't be transferred from one account to another either, meaning they're tied to your individual account, not like a cryptocurrency, and can only be used with Horizon Worlds, either in Quest or its standard mobile app. So it looks like things are starting to heat up in the virtual reality space, and that was another prediction I talked about in a previous video, where we're going to see more implementation and information and news related to virtual reality next year. So this is just Meta getting started on that. I think with these credits, it's going to bring in more people, but especially the younger generation and population, because they're so used to Roblox and Robux. When it comes to Meta, they know about Meta, and if they're able to find a way into Horizon Worlds where they can connect with their friends and play new games, I believe they would navigate over to it and start to use these Meta credits. Plus, the use of the Meta credits is going to be very important in the Horizon Worlds. If they're able to have a bulk of credits and be able to spend a lot of time using them and having fun with their friends and doing different things, Horizon Worlds could one day find itself up there in the popularity with Roblox. So this is just something to be aware of if you have kids or know kids or are around kids. If you one day hear about Meta credits, you'll know exactly what they're talking about. Let's move on to the next article. Nyla Robotics unveils robotic biryani maker Biryani Man. Nyla Robotics Incorporated announced its latest kitchen automation, Biryani Man. By combining sophisticated technology with culinary artistry, this breakthrough product is poised to transform kitchens around the world, said the company. Nyla Robotics said its range of artificial intelligence-driven automation is designed to improve kitchen efficiency while maintaining high culinary standards. The Arlington Heights-based company's offerings include Nyla Chef, Pizziolia, Wingman, Bowls, and Spotless. Biryani Man is a complex South Asian dish requiring precise techniques, perfect timing, and a delicate balance of spices, said Nyla Robotics. It asserted that Biryani Man replicates this challenging process with high accuracy, allowing both home cooks and professionals to create high-quality biryani every time. With advanced robotics and AI-driven algorithms, Biryani Man expertly blends spices, rice, meat, and layered textures, ensuring every serving tastes authentic, the company said. The system can provide a wide range of biryani styles: Hyderabadi, Lucknowi, Kolkata, and more. Biryani Man promises to deliver consistent flavors each time. According to Nyla Robotics, the system's most striking feature is its capacity to prepare up to 100 distinct types of biryani, from traditional recipes to modern twists, with all the same quality. Whether it's a spicy chicken biryani or a flavorful vegetarian version, Biryani Man guarantees consistent flavor, texture, aroma, claimed the company. The debut installation of Biryani Man will take place at Biryani Buffet in Naperville, Illinois. Nyla Robotics also is setting up Bot Bites, its first 24-hour multi-cuisine, fully robotic restaurant at the campus of the University of Northern Texas. Earlier this year, the company partnered with Reup to install its Wingman robots at the convenience store chain's location in Melbourne, Florida. So outside of healthcare, it looks like robotics is implementing itself and growing even more and expanding in the food industry. So on top of the transition that we all went through when it came to ordering our food with a person to now a kiosk, I believe this is another transition where our food is not going to be made by a person, but by a staff of robots. So these are interesting and exciting times to be living in. And as they stated, they have that full 24-hour robotic kitchen on the college campus. So of course, you know, college students are always hungry, so they have that at their disposal. So I'm sure that's something that they are going to really enjoy. But for anyone out there who has had biryani, comment down below what your thoughts are on this. Do you believe that you or your family makes great biryani? Or does this robot have a chance in challenging you on having a better biryani? Let's move on to the next article. U.S. government finalizes TSMC $6.6 billion CHIPS Act incentives. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Incorporated, TSMC, is the first CHIPS Act awardee to get part of the money that the government has promised. The Biden administration has finalized its grants for TSMC, which expects to receive $6.6 billion in grants as part of their agreement to grow semiconductor production in the U.S. TSMC will also loan another $5 billion from the government to fund the expansion of its planned $65 billion three-factory complex in Arizona. According to Bloomberg, it's getting at least $1 billion from the total before the year ends, since it has already met a certain set of requirements. Today's final agreement with TSMC, the world's leading manufacturer of advanced semiconductors, will spur $65 billion of private investment to build 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Arizona and create tens of thousands of jobs by the end of the decade. The first of TSMC's 3 facilities is on track to fully open early next year, President Joe Biden said in a statement. So as President Joe Biden's time is winding down in office, he's making sure that he's doing the things that he needs to do when it comes to the CHIPS Act. Also, with TSMC building a plant here in the U.S. that's going to be great not only for the people in Arizona, but also the U.S. as a whole. They will be able to create the chips that are necessary for future innovation. Let's move on to the next article. Loxo expands into Germany with self-driving logistics subsidiary. Loxo AG opened its first international subsidiary in Munich, Germany. The Bern, Switzerland-based company has developed and deployed software as a service, or SaaS, systems to provide autonomy to delivery vehicles. Germany is a natural next step for Loxo as we continue our mission to revolutionize commercial vehicle automation in Europe, said Amin Amini, CEO of Loxo. Amin Amini, Laura Amini, and Claudia Paniza founded the company in 2018. Loxo claimed that its vehicle-agnostic Loxo Digital Driver (LDD) software can give nearly any commercial vehicle SAE Level 4 autonomy. Germany's middle-mile logistics sector, valued at approximately approximately $379.89 billion in 2023, is projected to surpass $504 billion by 2032, has enormous untapped potential, asserted Loxo. The repetitive nature of middle-mile routes between business hubs presents an ideal opportunity for autonomous driving solutions. The company said its expansion into Germany signals its commitment to advancing autonomous driving in one of Europe's largest logistics markets. So we've seen this technology before. In a previous video, I did talk about how Oxa was doing this with the Ford vehicles. So it looks like Loxo is doing this out in Germany, but it's very interesting and cool to see that they're able to add technology to an already vehicle that's not autonomous and completely make it autonomous. Because of this technology with Loxo and because of Oxa, who is also doing the same thing here in the US, we could one day in the future see a lot of commercial vehicles out there on the road just driving on their own. As this technology continues to grow, the future of autonomy looks bright. Let's move on to the next article. Air taxi company launches hub for pilotless flying vehicles. Chinese flying taxi company Ehang Holdings launched a urban air mobility hub as a key infrastructure component for the operation of Ehang's pilotless electric aerial vehicle. The new hub at Luogang Central Park in Hefei, Anhui Province is the second vertiport established in Luogang Park after the Urban Air Mobility Operations Center was introduced earlier this year. The hub is planned as a demonstration project for the commercial operations of EAVs in eastern China. The UAM hub at 21,000 square feet is called Ascend and is designed to accommodate up to 20 flying vehicles. It has separate zones for ticketing, passenger waiting, boarding, and a command and control center and charging and maintenance areas. The hub is designed to support air shuttle service, aerial tourism, and cross-district transportation in the city's main areas. So the air taxi space continues to grow and expand, and in previous videos, like the one right here, and then also the one right here, I talked about air taxis and how different companies across the world are starting to implement them even more and conduct all type of test flights. So as the landscape of the aviation space start to change, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, not only in the new year in 2025, but also in the next 3 to 5 years. And as that article said, they have a place where people can board and then get their tickets. So it looks like they're starting to pick these things up out there in China, and people could soon be taking a flight on an air taxi versus an airplane. Now, an interesting thing I'm thinking about when it comes to air taxis is I wonder if it's going to have a high demand and start to be an option that people would choose over airplanes. If they could pay a little bit more, many people might take that deal. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and I'll make sure to keep you updated if any other information arises. Let's move on to the next article. Google launches Gemini app for iOS worldwide. Google launched a dedicated app for its AI-powered assistant Gemini on iOS globally. Until now, iOS users either had to use the Google app or mobile web to chat with the AI technology. The new Gemini iOS app supports text-based prompts in 35 languages, plus users can have a conversation with Gemini through its Gemini Live feature in 12 languages, including English, Spanish, French, German, Hindi, Portuguese, Arabic, Italian, Indonesian, Japanese, Turkish, and Vietnamese. Google said it aims to introduce support for additional languages soon. While some other features of Gemini, such as asking it to suggest recipes or seeking help for studies, were already available through the Google app and mobile web, Gemini Live is a new addition to the native iOS app. App users can also generate images through Google's Imagen 3 model. In August, the company started allowing Gemini Advanced, Business, and Enterprise users to create images of people again after pausing the feature for months following criticism around the model generating photos with historical inaccuracies. So that's just some of the latest news when it comes to Google and Gemini. If you have an iOS device, you can download this now and play around with it and check it out. And who knows, you could find this being your next favorite app on your iPhone. It's always exciting and interesting to be in the world of technology. Different things are happening each week. And as this continues to grow and evolve at a rapid pace, I want to make sure that you stay updated and informed. So in order to do that, like the video, subscribe, and then check out these 2 videos right here so you can continue to stay informed about the things you should know happening in the world of technology.